Well, the operators of the conventional cassava making plant in Anse-la-Verdier, that's quarter of canneries, Plas kassav on the island's west coast, has given the traditional cassava a makeover to incorporate the recently found health benefits of the root crop. Up until recently, the food, a staple on many a dining table on the island, was available only as a savory food popularly known here as plain or salt cassava. In the last 14 years, however, innovation has been added to the conventional, much to the delight of taste buds. But the viability of the business is being threatened. It's just what's needed to break the monotony of winding curves along the west coast. At Anse-la-Verdier, one encounters a quaint establishment, true to cultural aesthetics. But what awaits inside Plas kassav is even more appealing. Since its establishment in 1998, Plas kassav has developed the reputation of producing the best cassava breads and farine. But now the family-owned business is revolutionizing cassava and its use. Over 12 flavors of bread, pone, pudding, pizza, pâtés, and yes, even cheesecake are some of the delectable delights, all made with cassava flour. Cassava flour is being touted as the next big health product. International research has shown that cassava, with its high concentrate of vitamin C and B, calcium, iron, and fiber, is proven beneficial to diabetics.
From the cassava flour, you could practically do anything that you could do with regular flour. The difference between the regular flour and the cassava flour, it is a gluten-free product, so it does not have the binding agent like wheat or rye will have, because it is the gluten in wheat that causes it to bind. So cassava flour will work differently, but it is very healthy on the body because they have several research that has been done on cassava. There was a research done in Manila in 2010, and they have found that on the cassava and sweet potato that is very healthy for diabetic and for people that suffer with different ailments, because cassava is also good for people that suffer with cancer. And also cholesterol, high cholesterol. Cassava tends to reduce cholesterol into the body because of its high dietary fiber.
As the business seeks growth, Plas kassav is taking its recipes beyond St. Lucia. 3 weeks ago, the Lucian cassava line was launched in the UK to rave reviews. They are also looking to penetrate the market in Barbados and Martinique. The small business has invested in packaging in order to have its flour and farine stand out against imported products. The health wonders and taste of the cassava flour has been endorsed by the medical director of the St. Jude's Hospital. Dr. Sylvester Fossois, who moonlights as a baker, says the flour makes his task easier. Apart from using cassava flour to make bread, the good doctor uses it for his favorite dumpling pots and for coating fish and meats for frying.
It makes an excellent bread, and I've experimented with it in various proportions with white flour. The proportion I like is 50-50, and it gives a bread that does not rise as fast as the wheat-based flours. It does not have the same texture and consistency. It's a little more friable. The wheat flours are more elastic and they stretch more, but the joy is in the taste of the bread. I remember I gave some of this bread to a gentleman who has made farine and our local cassava all his life. And he said it's the best cassava bread he's ever tasted. And I think that's the strongest endorsement we can have, someone who knows cassava and cassava flour. I strongly endorse the use of cassava flour, not only for its health benefits, but also for its excellent taste.
But as wonderful as the cassava product and all its byproducts are, Plas kassav is facing a real challenge, one that can see the business lose its all-local flavor. As it stands, Mr. Wilson is faced with increased cost in production because farmers have priced the root crop out of the market. In response, Plas kassav and even other cassava producers are exploring importing the crop from Brazil and Vietnam because it is far cheaper.
The farmers to look at the costing and to see if they could reduce the cost of the product, the raw material, so that it will reduce our cost of production and therefore will allow us to move more product into the neighboring island and also into the national community. And it will also generate the revenue on the island as well. And it will allow Plas kassav to grow, and then we could create more employment for our own people.
While the business looks to overcome that hurdle, its focus remains producing quality healthy foods with consistency and innovation. Plas Kassav's flour and farina are available at major supermarket outlets island-wide. The company is also looking to launch a sweet potato flour brand.